Do I hit go live to start it?
No. So on streams, where
Mm-hmm.
you see Franchon's interview and you see the profile picture of the cover of the actual interview,
Uh-huh.
on the right side you have an actions box and there is a start stream button in green.
Gotcha. Okay. Perfect.
Click on that one and that's going to take you to the studio and you can wait over there.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Bye.
All right. Bye bye.
Hey, Kayla, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Kayla?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Let me fix my audio settings. All right. Can you say something?
Oh, yeah. Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
All
Okay.
right. All right. Here. Cool. All right. Looks like Franchon's ready. Hey, Franchon.
Hey.
Great to have you. Perfect. All right. Well, we are ready to start the interview if you're ready.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Let me just make sure if we're already recording. All right, I think we are live then on Millions. So, everyone, welcome to our interview today. I am joined by my co-host Kayla Martinez from Ringside with Kayla, and I'm Jose Morales Jr. And we have a special guest with us today. We got pro boxer Franchon Crews-Dezurn. How's it going, Franchon?
It is going great. You have to forgive me because I'm past my bedtime. And I just finished working out, so I'm great.
No worries, no worries. And thank you so much for staying up to do this interview.
Yeah.
First question we got for you is, would you mind sharing, how you got started in boxing? What drew you into the sport, and did you think you were gonna, reach these heights in boxing?
Well, I did not think that I would reach these heights in boxing because I was just a tomboy. I used to fight on the street more so. Like I fought girls, I fought boys in school. I was just a roughneck really. And I got into boxing just to lose weight. And I really didn't know a lot about the sport other than like the mainstream people, like a Mike Tyson or something like that. But it really was by chance. Originally from Virginia, and I moved up to Baltimore, and that's where I discovered boxing. So
Excellent.
yeah.
Yeah, and also you have an upcoming fight against 2024 Mexican Olympian Citlalli Ortiz coming up on June 6th. What specific challenges does Ortiz present, and have you tailored your training for her, especially since usually you fight taller opponents in your weight class, but she is 5'3", so does that change the dynamic for anything?
Well, yes, I'm looking so forward to fighting Ortiz, especially her being a 2024 Olympian. You know, I've always wanted to fight top competition. Myself as a Team USA alumni, one of the Olympic level boxers myself. Um, I mean, at the end of the day, I just do me. She's gonna have to adjust to me. She used to fighting taller girls, so I expect for her to stay in her game. but I'm not like them. And what's crazy is like, uh, when you have so much experience, you just do what you do. And once we get in the ring and she feel my punch and I feel her punch, everybody got to plan until they get punched in the mouth. So I just make adjustments on the fly, and I'm grateful to my team, my coaching staff, my training partner. They do the hard mental labor and just throw me the ingredients and let me cook. Oh, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I'm sorry. I think I actually pressed the mute button. So your last fight was back in December 2023. Are there anything you are working on differently in this camp compared to the last time you were out?
Yeah. This camp, as opposed to my last camp, I'm having more fun. It's I've been a world champion for a long time. Actually, the longest reigning super middleweight champion in history, and it's the same crap, different story, different toilet. Excuse me, I'm tired, y'all. Forgive me. But for this camp, I'm just looking to have fun. The last time I fought, it was a lot of pressure on me because I had just gotten back from the UK and came up short in a decision, and then going to this fight and an 8-1 underdog when I know I'm the top dog. So pressure creates diamonds. This fight, I'm just having fun, and at the end of the day, somebody hit me, I'm gonna hit them back, and they're not gonna like how hard I hit them.
True.
And the WBC is awarding the Juneteenth Freedom Belt to the winner of your fight versus Ortiz. What would it mean to be able to win that commemorative belt?
Oh wow. I didn't know if that was official, but yeah, the WBC is awarding the Juneteenth belt, and I think it's a beautiful thing because I'm sharing a ring with a brown girl, and we're fighting for our dreams. Two accomplished fighters in there, and for myself, if I win, it'll just inspire other brown and black girls that box as well. I look forward to winning the belt, and they're always doing something creative with the belt. So having that in my archive would be amazing as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a special thing to the fight as well.
Yeah.
And at Franchon, we've been seeing a lot of big signings in women's boxing, and you're one of them. You recently signed with Salida Promotions, multi-fight deal. How did that deal come to be, and are you excited to be part of the Salida team?
Yeah, I mean, women's boxing's on the rise. You have MVP Promotions just signed a whole lot of girls for a major card coming up, and Salida Promotions, they have the Globe, they have other up and coming prospects and contenders, and me, I feel like I add value to wherever I go. I'm a asset, not a liability. So they got one of the other best in the boxing game. Having me on the team as well is just another great addition. And I would like to shout out Peter Kahn, my manager. He works hard and he's just amazing at what he do, and he makes it easier for me to do what I do. So um, curating the partnership between myself, him, and Salida Promotions just fell into place, and I'm very excited.
Nice.
And let's talk about some of your accomplishments. In 2022, you won your disputed title. How did it feel to become the undisputed super middleweight champion, and what did that moment mean to you personally?
Becoming the undisputed champion in 2022 was amazing because I've basically done everything in boxing except go to the Olympics. But I've beaten some of the Olympians. I've competed with them, so I do consider myself Olympic level athlete. Only reason I didn't go to the Olympics because they only had three weight classes available for the women at that time. And now it's progressed where it's even men, even women. But when I became undisputed on such a huge stage, Madison Square Garden, I felt a full circle moment. I shared that with my team. I shared that with close people. And I had a moment with my mother who transitioned in 2016. And she actually transitioned 2 weeks after I went pro. So her journey, she actually had chronic kidney disease. So her battling that and just fighting through that coincided with my boxing career. When I started in amateurs, that's when she first got sick. So she fought to live, I fought to win, and to become undisputed, the first in history in front of the world was just like a very, I can't put into words, but it was just a feeling that I hold dear, that I cherish, and I'm so grateful for.
And Franchon, you only have 2 losses on your record, both of them to elite fighters, Clarissa Shields and Savannah Marshall. Out of those two, which rematch would intrigue you more?
Well, I say I have 2 lessons on my record, and if you look at it, it's all both of them was weird circumstances. Not to take anything away from Savannah Marshall or Clarissa Shields, they are both great champions. But Shields, I had 2 week notice, 2.5 week notice, and I took that fight straight off the couch, which was so exciting. And they're replaying it now, and it's more exciting than a lot of these fights, men or women. And she's my favorite dancing partner, and she brings the best out of me every time. Savannah Marshall, that was a great experience fighting overseas. Me and Peter was out there thugging, but and that was I didn't get any champion's grace. You know what I mean? I could have took a draw my way, but hey, it is what it is. That's boxing. But either one of those would be amazing to me. And you have people who we have a history. All 3 of us have a long history. Clarissa and Savannah have their history, and I have my history with both of them. But I'll take anyone. I want both, honestly.
So like a true champion. And what's crazy to me too, Franchon, is that fight with Clarissa Shields, that was both of your pro debuts.
Yeah. 13 girls turned her down, and I was just like, YOLO. Like, I didn't know. I was just there. And like I always say, I didn't think it was fair for her to do something so great. And she is a great fighter. You can't take anything away, especially with her accomplishments. But as a true competitor, you can't say that you're the best if you don't want to compete with the best. Even in my circumstances, I've never been pro before. I just came from winning a world medal in the amateurs, and I know I'm one of the best. So F it, and it was a big deal for both of us, and nobody's done that. Nobody's done that, male or female.
Yeah, nobody.
And it helped us to become who we are. She's undisputed multiple times. I became undisputed, multi-time unified champion, and I think it was great. It was great.
And also, you're a very decorative amateur. You're multi-time national champion and also multi-time world medalist. How did those experiences shape you, and like both as a fighter and as a person? And what was your favorite memory from then?
Ah, yes, I'm one of the most decorated amateurs in USA boxing history, and I actually pioneered a lot of stuff. I was the first U.S. woman to qualify for the Pan American Games, which debuted in 2011. So me and 2 other women, we were the first U.S. team. I'm one of the first 24 women to ever qualify for the U.S. Olympic trials, and I was a part of the best medaling team in history, which was the 2012 World Team. We over half of those girls are world champions now or contenders. So that by my 5th fight, I was on a national team. So I basically grew up on the elite level. I had to learn different point systems as the systems in the amateur change from 10-point must system to, a whole lot of different stuff. And it made me a better fighter. It made me a better woman because at the same time, I was taking care of my sick mom. I was working 3 jobs, and I was, thugging on Team USA when the women weren't getting paid money. We weren't getting stipends. We weren't getting salaries. So it just made me work hard and kept me determined. And it was times when I went to national tournaments and I had an electric turnoff notice in my mailbox, and it was do or die. If I didn't win this tournament, I wouldn't be able to receive that monthly stipend from USA Boxing. So while some people were fighting for medals and fighting for titles, I was literally fighting to survive and make a living for myself when it really wasn't an opportunity for women. But it just I take every experience to make me who I am today. That's why I'm so passionate about equality for females as far as opportunities and pay. That's why I go hard for myself, even when people try to tell me no, when the promoters weren't picking me up, when they try to block me and minimize my light. They can never do that because I'm really built like that. I'm refined because I've been through hell and I made heaven.
Yeah. And then, Franchon, speaking of passions, you have other passions outside of fighting. You're known for your music and also your fashion designing. How important was it for you to be, more than a fighter, and how did you get into kind of those hobbies?
Yeah, I consider myself just a creator all around. I'm an artist all around, and you have people who may express themselves through music, fashion, art, and I can do all of those things. And um, it's Little Kim said it like music and fashion go together, just like sports and fashion goes together. Entertainment. Look at Deion Sanders. He set the precedence for being flashy. Look at Ric Flair. They came out styling and profiling and then doing their thing in their field of play. And that's just who I am. My whole basis for boxing, I wanted to be a pop star and a R&B singer, you know what I'm saying, a superstar. So I just took that into the ring with me, and I felt like it was the best way to express myself because I'm different. When we were on the team, everybody had these uniforms, and I'm looking at mine like, this is cute, but I want a skirt. So I would cut my uniforms up, or when I go to fights, one time some of my shorts split because I wasn't really great at sewing, but I just wanted to express who I am. So music, I'm a rhythm person, and music can set the tone for whatever your mood is. You could play some rap music, you could play some classical music to get you in that mode. So for me, I just sing what's on my heart. That was my first love, and I'm just grateful I was able to find a way to put it all together to make the heavy hitting diva.
Yeah, very fitting.
And with all of your talents and interests that you have, who are some of your biggest influences growing up, both in and out of the sport?
I think my mom, Sarah Cruz, was a huge influence because she was so graceful in all she did. It was a time she worked 3 jobs, and she never let me see her, even if we were kind of struggling because to make ends meet. I never knew it. It was not like she took that stuff out on me. She always gave me a stable environment. So I take that, and I could be going through hell and high water, but y'all would never know. I know how to take a dollar and make 15 cents. I mean, take 15 cents to make a dollar. I can make something ugly into something beautiful. As far as my creative influences, a lot of the music from the 90s and the 2000s inspired me. You could say like Destiny's Child and Brandy and Maya, Leah. And then I look at like some of the icons like Tina Turner, Janet, Cher. Not only were they unique, all of them were unique in their voices, but they were able to stand on their own. They were unique in their fashion, and they just really followed their own journey. So I think as I continue to mature, I'm in this space where I really don't care what people think. God didn't put me on this earth to be like everybody else. He's like, just do you for real. So expect to see whatever I got, just like tonight. Y'all got whatever I'm giving.
We're loving it. We're loving it. Franchon, final question we got for you. What advice would you give young girls that want to get into boxing or any male-dominated profession for that matter?
If I could give advice to the younger generation that want to box, I would say learn from the past to create your future. It's okay to be inspired by people, but always find your own voice because you don't want to set yourself up for disappointment. You can do everything. Just know that the universe and God gave you your own gifts. Just because you might watch Floyd Mayweather or watch Tank or you watch all these popular boxers and you try to do everything that they do, or say you hang around champs, it don't always mean you're going to be a champ. You have to put the work in. You have to find out what works for you. You have to educate yourself. You have to surround yourself with good people. And most importantly, remember your why and endure. Endure. You have to have stamina, not just training, because that's very important, but stamina in life, and have a great balance between sport and life, because boxing is really life.
Great advice. And Franchon, you want to shout out your social media? Where can people find you?
Yes, you guys can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at TheHHDiva. I have the heavyhitdiva.com, and I'm on YouTube too. I have to grow that, but yeah, I'm the only Franchon Crews-Dezurn in the world, so just Google me and you'll find me.
There you go, guy. Easy enough to find. Make sure you give her a follow and subscribe to all the platforms. And then for your fight on June 6th, that's going to be on DAZN, correct?
Yeah.
All right, so
June
subscribe
6th,
to
we
this.
rocking and rolling. Make sure you tune in so you can see me throw these hands. You can see what I'm wearing, and I'm coming to win. I'm not leaving home without my belts. I'm not leaving the ring without my belts. Juneteenth belt included.
Bring that home. We're tuning in. It's going to be a show, so subscribe to DAZN June 6th. Catch her fight. And Franchon, thank you so much for your time and for this great interview. We'll let you get some rest now.
Yeah, I'm going to sleep, take my shower, and go to bed. Thank you, guys.
No problem. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.